The night before, I was so excited. I couldn't sleep. I was about the first one up. While I was pressing my black and white dress, I had made it to wear the first day of school. My little brother turned on the TV set, and they were telling about a large crowd had gathered at the school. The man on TV said he wondered if we were going to show up that morning. Mother was in the kitchen cooking breakfast. She yelled, "Turn that TV off." She was so upset and worried, and I wanted to comfort her. So I said, "Mother, don't worry." Dad was just walking back and forth, and he had the saddest expression on his face. He was chewing on his pipe and had a cigar in the other hand. He didn't light either one. I guess that would have been funny. Only he was just so nervous. Mother called us into the living room and said we should have a word of prayer. Then I got on the bus and got off about a block away from the school. And I saw a large crowd across the street from where the soldiers were protecting Central High School. As I walked on, the crowd suddenly got quiet. And for a moment, all I could hear was the shuffling of their feet. Then I heard somebody say, "Here she comes, get ready." And then they began to follow me, calling me names. But I still wasn't scared, just a little bit nervous. But then my knees began to shake, and I wondered if I could make it to the center entrance a block away. When I got right in front of the school, I went up to a guard. He just stood there and wouldn't move to let me pass. And I looked up at the school. It just looked so big. And just then, a guard let some white students go through. And the crowd got quiet. I think they were waiting to see what was going to happen. And when I was able to steady my knees, I went up to the guard that let the white students in. And again, just stood there and wouldn't let me pass. And when I tried to squeeze past him, he raised his bayonet. And then the other guards closed in, and they raised their bayonets. And they looked at me with the mean faces. And I was so frightened. I didn't know what to do. I turned around, and the crowd was coming toward me, getting closer and closer. And somebody yelled, "Lynch her! Lynch her!" I tried to find a friendly face in the crowd, somebody who maybe would help me. Then I looked into the face of an old woman, and it seemed like such a kind face. When I looked again, she spat on me. The crowd got closer and closer, and somebody yelled, "Ain't no Negro girl gonna get in our school. Get out of here." And I turned around. I looked down the block, and I saw a bench at the bus stop. And I started walking toward it. And I thought, if I can just get to the bench, I'll be safe. I don't know what made me think that the bench would be a safe place for me. But I kept saying, if I could just get to the bench, I'll be safe. I tried to sound out all of the things that they were yelling. And I convinced myself, I just got to get to the bench. And when I finally got there, and sat down. I don't think I could have gone another step. The crowd rounded up again, and they started yelling, "Drag her over to this tree. Let's get rid of the Negro." Just then, a white man sat down beside me, put his arms around me, and patted my shoulders. And he said, "Don't let them see you cry. Don't let them see you cry." Just then, the city bus came, and I got on it. I can't tell you much about the bus ride. The next thing I knew, I was standing in front of the school for the blind where Mother worked. And I ran inside. And I kept running up the stairs until I got to Mother's classroom. She was standing at the window with her head bowed. She looked like she'd been crying. And she must have sensed that I was there. She turned around. I wanted to tell her that I was all right. I couldn't speak. And she put her arms around me. And we both cried.